Oh, hello. Welcome into my workshop and welcome to the show Creations of Clay. My name is Louis Palladini, and today I like to do a shark, a prehistoric shark. It's called a Megalodon. And I want to show you how to make that from start to finish. It's a really cool looking shark. And this shark here is it's probably cousin to the great white, but they were about 60 to 70 feet long. You know, and your average great white is probably about anywhere from 15 to 20 feet. But I want to show you, so there's the multiple rows of the teeth in the mouth, I'll show you the underside, how that looks, the tail, the top, and I'll put this over here. I'll show you the types of clay that we can use today. There's an oil-based clay such as this. This is the one I used to use all the time as a kid. And what's great about this is once I used to get bored with all the animals that I make, I just roll it up into a ball and make some new ones. There's also an air hardening clay such as this, which hardens like in a couple of hours or overnight. And what's great about this is you can paint it. My preference for the clay is a clay called Super Sculpting, which can be baked in the oven about 275 degrees for about 15 or 20 minutes. You can drill it, sand it, you can make a tremendous amount of detail. I'll show you the size of balls of clay that we're going to be using today. What I did is I kind of made the body of the shark already. See, this is going to be the body of the shark. And then what I did is made a couple of balls here. Those are going to be the fins on the side. That's going to be the dorsal fin on the top. And then I have a couple of balls here, and those are going to be the tail. There are a couple of little fins that we're going to add, but I have extra clay, and I'll show you how to do that. The first thing that we want to do is we want to complete the body of the shark. So what I want to do is I'm going to take these balls off the shark here so I know, and I want to place them so I know where they go. And that's that. Okay, so now we'll continue to work on the shark's body right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to smooth out some of these things right here. I'm going to take my thumb and go over it and try to smooth out the skin a little bit. And then see how this here, I'm working this into almost a triangular point. See how that's going to be the side of the head. That'll be the bottom, the top. But see how that looks? That's the shape. You want to kind of mold it into that shape there. And then I want to take, just smooth this out a little more like this. Do that. See that? I'm doing that. Just smooth it over with my thumb. That way we can. And then I'm going to pinch it a little bit here with my fingers too. See that? And we'll do the same thing for the bottom. Okay, so now this is the basic shape that we want right now. So, see, we got that. This will be the tail. So that's the shape you want. And the next thing that we want to do is I want to do the mouth. But what I want to do is, let's see, I'm looking at the mouth here. So we want to create that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and I have a little knife here. I'm going to see if I can make see this? I'm going to, I want to make sure I didn't. I think right about here we'll start to cut and make the mouth. See that? So what I did is I cut that. But what we're going to do is I'll just cut it a little bit more. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right here. We're going to take off the lower jaw right now. And then what I'm going to do is just kind of indent it a little bit with my thumb. See that? Push in with your finger like that. And I want to make the area like that. Now, what I want to do is see if I can create the area for the bottom of the jaw too. I'm going to make this into a little ball here. But I got some extra clay over here to the side. I'm going to bring this in. And we're going to put that together like that. So I want to make sure we're forming a good lower jaw. So what I'm doing is I'm flattening it on one side with my finger like this. See that? But then we're almost making like a U shape. Let's see. Yep. Okay, so now I want to make sure I'm making it wide enough. So what I'm doing, see, I'm kind of pushing my thumb into this right here, like that. Kind of making like a little nice little indentation. And then I think it's wide enough, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it here and place it like that, just temporarily. See that? But I'm not going to fully put it on there just yet. What I'm going to do is I want to show you how to make the teeth, and we're going to do some interesting things. I already made a bunch of teeth, but I want to show you. We're going to take some clay here like this, and you're going to make 6 of these like this. See that? So make this like this, just like that. We're going to do that. And then we're going to take little balls of clay, and I'm going to drop them right here. Just drop them right there. This one, I'll make this. I want to make a couple of these teeth a little smaller. Just like that. See that? I'll show it. Just very small balls of clay. Now what I want to do, now that we've done that, I'll just show you. Now that we want to make, I'm going to sculpt each tooth. So what I want to do is flatten it and then make a triangular. See the triangular shape there? So flatten, triangular shape. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to take this right here, and then I'm going to press it into the piece of clay like this. See how that looks? And I'm going to continue to do that. So flatten, make the triangular shape, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to place that right there again. Push that into the piece of clay like that. See how that's coming along? And we're going to do that. So I'm going to flatten, make the triangular shape, push into there. Flatten. I just want to give you the idea what to do. See how we've made the teeth? And we've pushed it into there. You're going to make about 6 of these. So we're going to do 3 rows of teeth on the lower jaw, 3 rows in the upper jaw. So you're going to make about 6 of these. So what I did is I do already have some made up because I figured it'd be much easier if I just had them. See these here? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're already made up. So what I want to do is I want to work on doing the lower jaw first. So what I did is I have these here. And what we're going to do is we're going to place these into the jaw like this. So I'm going to place that right there. So there is a little extra here. So what I'm going to do is I'll just cut that off with a knife. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sculpting tool. I want to make sure that going the inside here like this, I want to make sure that it's nice and firm now. So I'm going to just take, see I'm doing that? And just making sure that I'm working it in like that. Just going to take my finger. I want to make sure that those are nice and firm. Okay. So the next thing that I want to do, now that we've done that, is I want to put the second row of teeth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that inside here. We'll take so I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. So I'm going to place this in here like this. See that? And now I'm going to take and work that in with my little tool. And then I'll cut that like that. See that? So far we have 2 rows of teeth. Now we're going to put the 3rd row of teeth. So I'm just going to make sure this is in there nice and tight. And now we're going to place this in here. So we're going to place that in there like that. And then this There's some extra stuff here. I want to cut this off. Okay. See that? We have multiple rows of teeth. Awesome. That's what it looked like. So the next thing that we want to do is, now that we've done that, I want to take and do the upper portion of the teeth. So now we're going to take this, see the shark, and I'm going to put it in like this. And I think I'll break it off about there, because that would... Now I'm just gonna take this and try to work that in so it gets, see how I'm doing that? Inside there. Take my little sculpting tool and push it in like that. I want to make sure that's in there nice and firm. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is I want to place another row of teeth in there. So I'm going to take and cut this one about here, I think. And we're going to place that in right there. Place that inside there, like that. So now, we'll put the final row of teeth in there. So we got we'll place those in there like that. It looks like I need to cut a few more of these teeth off. But see how I place those in there? And then just work it a little bit like that. And now, I want to take and put these pieces together here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, see I'm doing that? I'm going to attach that jaw like that and work it in like that. So now we've got the Megalodon's teeth all done, that part. And now what we're going to do is we're going to start working on making some of the other things. So I want to make the dorsal fin in the back. So what we do is we flatten this out here like this. See how I'm doing that? So I'm making the shape of the dorsal fin on the back. I'm going to flatten it out a little bit with my thumb like that, or my finger. And what I'm going to do is I want to compare it to this one here. Yep, it's coming along nicely. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to kind of make sure I'm putting this in the right spot. So I want to put that right about there. See that? And then what I do is, from both sides, I push down a little bit of clay on either side. And I got that. So the next thing that we want to do is I want to make the two fins here. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this here, flatten, then you make the shape of the fin this way. See, I'm taking my fingers and my thumb and just making. You want to make the basic shape. I want to compare it to what I'm doing here. Looks good. So that's one of the fins. And I'm going to proceed to make the second one. So do that, flatten this out here like this. See how we're doing that? But then you want to start to make the triangular shape of the fin. Like that. You got that. Want to make sure it's about the same size as this one. Yep, it is. So these are approximately the same size. So now what I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm putting these in approximately the right location. So we're going to see that right there? We're going to place that right there. And then we'll do the same thing for the other side. Right there. So what I like to do is take my tool, make sure that it's pushed in, but I also want to make sure that I do this too. Get a little bit of the clay, work it like this. Just like that. See how we did that? Then we'll do this on this side. And then we'll go to the other side and do the same thing. And take and work that like that. And take that. Yeah, so that's looking pretty good now. Next thing that we want to do is I want to make the tail. So what we're going to do, take and flatten. I'm going to take and flatten this one too. There's two of them, so we want to get. See, I'm making that nice triangular shape. See that? Flatten. Then make that shape, nice shape. And then I also want to, let's see. See that, how nice that's coming along? So what I want to do is I want to now attach this to here. See I'm doing that? I want to make sure I attach that nice and firm. See how we did that? And then I want to do the same thing on the bottom. See how we're attaching that? So we got that. The next thing that we want to do is we want to attach a few more fins. So I'm going to take a couple of balls of clay. I'll put them right here. Okay. So approximately right here, we're going to put one of the fins. See that? So flatten like that, and then make the nice triangular shape. And then we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. Flatten, see that? Then make the triangular shape. And then we got a couple more fins that we have to make. So I'm going to get a couple of balls of clay here. We'll put that right there. Get a little more clay here. And like I said, flatten. And then you want to make that shape there. And we're going to do the same thing for the other one. Flatten it. Make that nice triangular shape with your fingers like that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place that right there. Right there. Then we're going to go to the other side and do the same thing. See how we did that? And just take your little tool and do that a little bit. That way it's firmly attached. The next thing that we want to do is we probably want to make the eye. So I'm going to take this tool here and just kind of work that in like that. See that? Make the eye socket. And then I'll go to the other side. I want to make sure it's approximately the same location. Make sure it's lined up properly. Yep, it is. And then do the eye. See that? How we did that? Just like that. I want to make sure I do that like that. Make it a little wider. And then what we want to do is I'm going to just take a little piece of clay. Another little piece of clay. I'll show you, it's kind of small like that. We might even have to make it smaller than that. See that little piece right there? Yep, yeah, just as I thought. We have to split this in half, and we'll just make it round in your fingers, and then you just fill in the eye socket right there. See that? Put those balls of clay in there like that. Then the next thing that we want to do is make the gill slits. So we're going to do about 5. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how we did that there? And you do the same thing on the other side. You just see where I started it. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then what I would do too is we're going to rough them up a little bit. So I'm going to take and scruff them up a little bit make some marks on, take the tool and just kind of make a few lines here and there, scruff them up a little bit. Because I want to make it look like he's been in a lot of different battles and things. And you just do that. Another thing that I want to do too is I want to poke holes in the bottom, because when I fire this in the oven, if I don't poke these holes, he's more likely to crack. So this will keep it from cracking. And now that we've done that, you can see the mouth looks awesome with all the teeth the way we did it. I'll show you what the final version is once it's been fired. This is the final version of your Megalodon Prehistoric Shark when it's finally completed. Let me get my hands out of the way. That's what it'll look like from the side there. That's what it'll look like from the top, the bottom, and that's what it'll look like from the other side. And then you can see the various rows of the teeth in the mouth, which is really cool, doing the multiple rows of the teeth. And I do want to thank you for coming to Creations of Clay today, and I do look forward to seeing you again next week. Goodbye for now.